Hey everyone. So Brandon was being a little naughty on the show, so we muted his mic for the first 12 minutes, but he became a lot nicer, so we unmuted him.
That's not true.
Yes, it is.
Put it in. Put my words in.
Okay,
Now we're just gonna have a minute of dead space.
But yeah, Brandon's gonna be a bit quiet in the first 10 minutes of the show, but don't worry, he'll get better. Thank you. Love you. Enjoy the show.
Wait, so he did the mash. He did the monster mash. He did the smash.
He gave me a big little slap.
Mash.
He went inside my hash.
There's a mash.
I went into a graveyard. And I picked up a lame bard. And I said, what is this, Minecraft? And then I sat down and I picked a toenail. The monster mash.
He did the monster mash.
That was a disaster. Alright, welcome back to Stacked, everybody. This is episode 19.
Woo!
The 19th episode. Halloween is literally upon us, guys. We have one more episode of Stacked until the grand Halloween finale episode. So get ready for a good old episode of laughs, tricks, treats, and monsters. I'm your host Ethan, along with
I'm Brent.
And I'm Chris.
And yes, today we are live again in studio after our little intermission because we had our guest Jackson. So we're here back with Tori doing the mixing.
Woo!
Tori live on the DJ. Yeah.
World star.
And yeah, we're here for another fun episode with lots of laughs, tricks, treats, and maybe a few good graphics. I don't know. Today we're doing zombie movies. Here with me with my little Donkey Kong Pez. I don't know if you guys can hear this. Oh, little Donkey Kong Pez feeding me candy. Because it's Halloween. It's not Halloween. It's not Halloween yet. Grow up. Alright, but yeah. Today we're doing zombie movies. We were originally going to do another topic, but we changed it to zombie movies.
What was it originally?
Best horror.
It was best overall horror movies, but I feel like we could save that.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
But why did you pick zombie movies, Brandon? You're the one who pitched zombie movies.
All right.
Do you like zombie movies?
I love zombies.
You kind of look like a zombie, so pitch it. I'm just kidding. What does that even mean? Yeah, you kind of like.
Do I look like Rudy Giuliani right now?
Yeah, with those dead ass hands.
Do you see his black ass?
Or have you seen that one British prince? Or
Philip? Is it Philip?
Is that really old guy in the royal family?
Yeah, Philip.
Literally looks like he died 100 years ago.
Yeah.
It's insane.
And
I'll throw him up on screen. See, that's a real zombie.
But I think we were thinking horror movies could be saved because that's something you could do way down the line. We want to stick to stuff that's more specific, so we have stuff to work with.
Yeah.
And we already kind of tackled one or two zombie movies in our pandemic stack.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But there are just so many zombie movies, and it's such a big subgenre that I thought, why not?
Mm-hmm.
You know.
I feel like now is a great time to address the rule, because one movie will be missed on tonight's episode, which is Train to Busan.
Yeah.
So a rule that we created for the show, folks at home, is once a film is added to the final stack, it can't be used again.
Yeah.
You know.
Yes, but if it is rejected,
if it's rejected, it can
yes,
come back.
It can come back.
Certainly come back.
Apocalypse and I think Zombieland can both come.
Those can
Yes,
come back.
those can
Yeah.
come back.
So you might see those tonight. We'll see. But
yeah. But I think the funny thing about that is I think all of us, Train to Busan, if it hadn't already been taken, might have been our first. It would have been our first triple stack for sure.
We'll see.
Would you have not picked it if it were available?
No, probably not.
Really? I thought you loved that movie.
I do.
Okay. All right. Well.
Is that a Muppet?
No, Gelfling.
Oh yes,
Interesting.
It's Dark Crystal.
Yeah.
All right.
Shut up, man. All right. But yeah, so that's what the episode is today. And let me get into the rules before we get into our picks. Y'all know the drill. Everyone knows the drill. We're 19 episodes in. Grow up. Come on, get with the show. Once a week, we set our topic or theme and go our separate ways to construct our own 3-film stack. Then after a week, we come back here on the podcast and show our own stacks, one film at a time. Then at the end of the fuck, I messed up. Then at the end of the show, we'll mix and match our 9 films to make our ultimate decision on what the quintessential 3-film stack we're checking out this hypothetical video store. 1 to 1 to 3, 4, 4 to 5 to 6, I don't know. T and a soul. Then I don't know. Chris on. Okay, that's how we're doing it. That's the show, everyone. We're gonna start.
Yeah.
With Chris.
Oh, okay.
And his first zombie movie.
Yep. Well, I'm gonna, the way I ordered my stack this week is I'm doing them by release date because we have a movie from the 90s, a movie from 2000s, and a movie from 2010s.
Oh yeah.
1 per 10 years.
Ooh.
And as I said before, Train to Busan would have made it in, but you know we're sticking to the rules here. So the movie from the 90s that I picked up, it is a movie that Brandon and I think Ethan showed me as well, but Brandon definitely showed me this 1992 film directed by Peter Jackson.
Why are you making such a
Why are you making... What is with your face?
Brandon's face looks like there's a big fart in the room right now.
1992 film by Peter Jackson. You know this movie, Brandon. You love this movie. It's Brain Dead /
Yes!
Dead Alive.
Oh, so this is the first movie that we've used.
This is the first reuse. Yeah, because we used it on gross movies, and now it's back. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
So yeah. All right. So for anyone who's already tuned in, you guys already know what this movie's about. But Brain Dead follows like this story about this guy who's just trying to navigate his way through the start of a zombie apocalypse that's unfolding in his little town. And like it's really small scale when you really think about it, but like the way it's done is just so bombastic and ridiculous. Like it's crazy to think that Peter Jackson, the legendary director behind the Lord of the Rings movies, made this film. And was this his first big budget feature?
It wasn't really even big budget.
Yeah, it wasn't even really that big,
They went
right?
under budget, and like sellers told us.
So they filmed the baby scene.
The baby scene was just like they had an extra day with the camera and just went with it.
Which totally makes sense based on the plot. It's like, why would you do that?
Yeah, but that's like the best scene too. Like I remember just dying in that scene and like, man, like this movie's gory, but it's also much fun. There's an amazing scene where like it's towards the beginning of the movie and it's literally just characters sitting around a dinner table. And like at this point in the story, I was thinking like, oh, you know, like, oh, we're starting to slow down. Like, oh, this is like, okay, like hopefully they pick it back up because I want to see some zombies. I'm not here for, you know, some like rom-com, like drama, whatever. Even though those aren't necessarily bad, but I just wasn't in the mood for that. And then out of nowhere, this guy like just sitting at the table. It's a perfectly civil dinner, and out of nowhere, what we need is another war. And it's like, okay, but Brandon, what do you think? I mean, you're a big fan of this movie, aren't you?
I didn't know what to expect going into this movie. I sometimes like forget how weird and how crazy it is.
Mm-hmm.
Like obviously there's like 1 or 2 scenes that are gory and like horrific that you like remember because they'll stick with you. But like there are a lot of things in the movie that I forgot about. I rewatched it for Disgusting Movies, and I was like pleasantly surprised by the amount of stuff that I didn't remember because of just how packed it was in terms of the movie as a whole. It's a really good zombie movie. The rules, it's very classic, like in the rules, but it's the tone that Peter Jackson employs that really changes things up here. It's not your typical zombie movie because it balances the comedy and horror, and then there's like a little bit of romance too, which you don't really often see in zombie films.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's a good movie.
It's a great movie. I still don't know why I've given it 3.5 stars on Letterboxd. I don't know. Maybe I liked it but didn't love it first. I think the reason why is because like we watched a weird copy on YouTube or something like that, and like the quality wasn't great when I watched it. But I really want to rewatch this movie again, and I think this Halloween would be a great time to do it. Why not? Brandon just shook his head. This is not a great time. You're right. Hubie Halloween is the only movie you should be watching this season. By the way. Shabby do? No, but I don't know. I'm trying to think of new things that I haven't said in the last episode. So it's a great movie. God, the gore, everything is just like, it's like as like those ridiculous zombie video games come to life in a film. I don't think I've ever seen that sort of like bombastic graphicness.
There's specific stuff in it, like zombies specifically.
Yeah.
There's that one zombie where the guy gets cut in half, either it's after the graveyard scene, and he gets cut in half, and his body has like a top to it, and the bottom is like controlled by like his intestines and shit.
Yeah.
And that's awesome.
I love the zombie that's just like, that just like keeps being fucked up, that just becomes intestines and stuff like that. Yeah. And that's the thing that's alive, and it's like a little puppet. I love that shit. It's so good. So good. Practical. All practical. Good shit. Good shit. All right. Awesome. So that's Chris's first pick. First pick in the stack. My next pick is my first pick, not my next pick. Sorry.
You've been doing that since we started, like the show. Yeah, you always go like so my next pick. I mean my first pick. I mean Brandon's third pick.
Well, I'm a little dumb if you haven't realized.
Right. Okay.
That's my excuse.
Cut back on the
on the dumb juice, on the dumb bitch juice
So
that I buy at the store.
Yeah, that.
All right, my first pick on my stack is the one that started it all. The OG. The zombie master himself, George A. Romero, and his first zombie flick, Night of the Living Dead from 1968.
Double stack, motherfucker!
Yeah, this is a pretty good movie. That's all I have to say about it. No, I'm just kidding. Now talk about low budget for this one. You know what I'm saying? So the last one, that was a little low budget, but this one, the zombies in this movie are just like people just painted like a little gray, you know, and then that's like just it. But what makes this movie so good? Not even the zombies.
It's the people.
It's the tension, you know. It's the way like people interact with each other. Where I love what people do in horror movies, where they make the humans themselves the true monsters. You know, they do it in the film. I think pretty well. The Mist.
Oh.
And they do it pretty well in here.
Yeah.
You know?
Damn right.
Damn right. But yeah, it's just like everyone's fucking angry and scared in this film, and it's so moody by having it just like in the pitch black darkness and having little zombies coming out from the night, you know? And they're just like fucking yelling at each other and telling each other, should we go in the basement or should we leave? You know, what's gonna happen? And it's got a great racial commentary, because the lead in this feature film is a black man. And why'd you go,
oh shit,
oh wait, really? No. You're like, I haven't even seen this movie.
I just picked it up
because I just know it's good. I know I'm gonna like it.
Yeah.
No, but like it's crazy progressive for the time, 1968. You know, you didn't see this kind of stuff.
No, you didn't.
And its ending is killer. It has a killer ending. I don't want to spoil it, but but yeah, it's good movie. All right, Brandon, since it's a double stack, let me know what you think.
Oh boy, I thought this movie, because we've gotten The Walking Dead and stuff like that. I remember seeing Walking Dead before I saw Night of the Living Dead, but I remember like zombies being kind of a staple of like my childhood, like getting me into like horrific things, because like I'd play like Dead Island, and I'd play
that game is pretty intense,
right? And like I think Dead Rising
Dead Rising as
1
well.
and 2.
Yeah.
And I remember being so like fascinated with that concept of being stuck in a place.
Mm.
And this movie, I was like, oh, it's gonna be boring. It's gonna be dated, because like, of course, it's the first zombie movie. I've seen stills from it where it's just people walking like zombified corpses. You know, they aren't,
yeah.
but they aren't all like rotting, or they're not all bitten and bloody and stuff like that. But it didn't matter, because like literally, like you said, the movie is carried by its characters, and it's kind of one of my favorite things to have characters locked up in one place, because it forces the director or writer in this case to do things that they wouldn't normally consider with a real movie, like broaden the character, or not broaden, like dissect the characters with the words and their prejudices, because the prejudices really come out with certain people in the movie treating others like shit because of their race or because of their background and class.
Right.
And I love that dichotomy, because it does build tension, and it does have this, like, I feel like a lot of zombie movies have taken after it, where like a character will like be a leader of a certain group, but then another character will like do the opposite, but kind of make his own plan or her own plan. And that is really fascinating, because you're dissecting perspectives in that way, and I love that. The zombies are not terrifying, but the way that it is filmed, it does have a lot of tension, because you do care about the characters.
Yeah. Chris?
Yeah. So zombies, like, for me, I don't know if you guys kind of feel this way. It's like they're kind of like the staple monster of our childhood generation. Like there was like there were like phases of like vampires were the thing, werewolves were a thing, and then like Frankenstein, killer dolls, shit like that. And zombies, I feel like, were like our generations, like our, at least when we were kids, like our monsters, because like, you know, as Brandon said, they were in a ton of movies, a lot of video games, and like it was just kind of like, oh yeah, everyone knows what a zombie is.
Yeah.
And like, but that makes it all the more weird, because to be honest, I've never seen a George A. Romero film.
What?
I've never seen a single zombie Romero film. But so I guess like the only thing I can think of to contribute to this conversation is like, Ethan, you brought up this thing about like how this movie, you know, it's like tests like the morality and you know, the ethics of its characters, because you know, as you said, like you're really into the idea that like in a situation like this where you literally have monsters running around killing people, oftentimes you'd be surprised at the idea that the real danger are the humans.
Yeah.
And I think that's something that even though I'm not as big of a fan of the show as I once was, Walking Dead does pretty well, because oftentimes you're more scared of like the bad humans than you are the zombies.
Right.
And like, yeah, I think like the zombie like setting is such a great circumstance to throw humans in, because to see like humans in their most primal and distressed situation is where you really get to play with like morality and ethics and see how people react and change as a result of that. I don't know if that's explored in this film. It seems like it is, at least a little bit.
Definitely.
So yeah, I mean, like, hey, you know, like I'm down to check it out sometime, like, because like Walking Dead, that's what got me through those first couple seasons, just seeing these characters like transition. And like, yeah, I'm in for that. And I love great zombie movies, so like,
it's more so a character piece than really a set piece zombie flick.
Oh, so it's Joker.
It's Joker?
Dare compare these future films to each other.
How is it Joker? Wait.
Character piece, not a yada yada.
Piece.
I don't know. It's a character piece. I don't know.
Wait, what?
You just like character piece is like, you know what else is a character piece?
He hasn't seen
Joker.
He hasn't even seen the brownies making these comparisons.
All right.
I didn't.
Well,
I just said it was shit. You know?
No, but yeah, Chris, you should definitely check this one out this Halloween.
Yeah,
it's like,
definitely.
It's classic monster movie.
It's right.
Classic zombie movie.
Mhm.
You can just steal it from Brandon. So it's so easy. You can just walk over there and take it from him now.
Don't do it. No, Chris. Stop.
Funny. All right, Chris, it's actually your turn now.
Ooh.
Because,
back to me.
because Brandon already did his pick with me.
All right. Well, we're heading over to the 2000s now. You guys must have seen this one coming. 2004.
Huh?
Edgar Wright. Shaun of the Dead.
Double stack.
Yeah. Brandon, you? No? I forgot. You forgot of Shaun of the Dead? Are you kidding me? Wow. Okay.
I have a solid feeling
That would have been a triple stack.
No, that
was
our
gonna be-
entire final stack is going to be determined just by double stacks.
I don't think you're
I
correct.
think we're gonna.
I don't think you guys are gonna pick my last movie.
Really?
Agreed.
Let's see though. Let's see. Anyway.
Okay, we'll see.
Do we just stop the show and we're like, all right, that's what
All right. Well, that's our
no,
stuff.
we end the show permanently.
The day we get 3 triple stacks. The day we all get the same movies.
Like, all right, I guess film subjectivity is dead. Like, no more show.
Yeah.
Okay, but
All
talk
right.
about it.
Shaun of the Dead. So this is a movie directed by Edgar Wright, who I think our generation of film, like academics, film, well, maybe not necessarily academics, but like film people,
Yeah.
really fall in love with Edgar Wright just because he's such an energetic director. He has such a sense of like pacing,
Sure.
tonality, speed. What?
Yeah, I don't like the sass in that.
Yeah, well,
Let him fucking talk.
but
Keep going.
but yeah, Edgar Wright, like he kills it every time he does a movie, and like he is so much fun, like regardless of like who's acting or whatever. There's just such a sensibility to his movies. There's a lighthearted sense of like enjoyment in it. I don't know how else to describe it beyond that, but like yeah, Shaun of the Dead follows the story of these two guys, Sean and I forgot his name, played by Nick Frost.
I think it's Ed.
Ed, I think maybe Ed.
I think that's right.
Yeah, it's Ed. Yeah, and they're like navigating their way through the start of this apocalypse, and like the concept of the film is actually very, very simple, but it's how crazily it's executed that this film really starts to shine.
Yeah.
Like the editing, I think, is like Edgar Wright for me is as a director, his movies are always my favorite edited.
Mm-hmm.
The sound mixing is like he really masters it in Baby Driver, but like you can see like he really plays with form well. He really integrates form into his craft of his film, and like in a way that very few directors like are as meticulous as him.
Yeah.
Like the only one I can think of that's even close is like maybe Bong Joon-ho. Like when he directs, he's like very specific.
Yeah.
But like other times, most directors can be quite loose with their actors or whatever. But yeah.
Oh, was this your first Edgar Wright movie?
Yeah, this was my first Edgar Wright film.
I know it's a lot of people's. Was it yours, Brandon?
Yeah.
Wasn't mine. I watched Hot Fuzz first for some reason.
No,
I probably watched Scott Pilgrim first, maybe.
Stop.
What?
I had something to say.
What is wrong with you today?
I had something to say.
Okay.
Are you
say
high?
it.
No.
You just interrupted me.
You know what? I was talking first.
You motherfucker. I was talking first. What the fuck is... What is this?
What's happening?
What's
wrong with you?
You just answered, it was a yes or no.
What?
And then I was continuing to talk, and then you interrupted me.
I was going to continue my thought.
This is like the debates between...
Gentlemen.
Oh, will you shut up, man?
Oh, will you shut up, man? I'm trying to talk about Shaun of the Dead. Are you kidding me? Come on, man. I just want to talk about a zombie movie. You don't do this to me. Come on, man.
Little Ethan only wants to talk
Is that
about
your Trump impression? Wow.
That's your Trump. Ew.
I think I
Little
will.
Ethan only wants to talk.
All right, Brandon.
Okay, let's...
Tell me about your dad or whatever.
Well,
you
okay,
said.
I was going to continue my thought after I said yes, but this man decided.
I would let you continue after I finish my thought.
Guys, we've been interrupting each other for like 5 minutes. Can we move on?
Talk.
Okay, my dad was a big Edgar Wright fan, and
He was? What happened?
He hated Baby Driver. Drew the line there.
Oh, well, we went to Blockbuster a lot when I was a kid. I don't know about you, but we got the first two of the Cornetto trilogy before it was a trilogy, and my dad showed me those when I was like really young, because he always used to quote that part where they're outside the bar drunk before like the zombie.
Like the...
Yeah, he always used to do that, and I was like, what are you doing?
What are you doing?
What are you doing? And he's like, oh, it's this cool movie. And I put it off for a while because, like I said, like I hadn't gotten into horror, but zombies were a gateway, and this was a comedy. And my dad was like, yeah. So that was the first time I watched it. Go ahead.
This is a good movie.
Okay.
Good.
Okay.
Okay.
No, I'm just like, hey, this is one of the first Edgar Wright movies. Yeah, he did some short films before that, but like you really start to see like his style come through. I think like the closest you get to like his Baby Driver style is, I think my favorite sequences in the film is when they play Queen in the bar.
Oh, Don't Stop Me Now.
Don't Stop Me Now,
Yeah,
you know?
fantastic.
Like that stuff all syncs to the music. It's a great scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a good time that parodies. I forgot what we talked about. Not necessarily. I forgot what film we talked about. This is in this lens, but like how it's not necessarily a parody, but more of like poking fun in terms of celebration of a genre.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like that's what it does here. Where I don't think I could consider this a parody film.
It's kind of like Cabin in the Woods in that way.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Oh, that's what it was. I think that was the film.
I think you're right.
Yeah, I think I am right too.
Yeah.
Which is probably why I said it. So. So yeah, that's what I think of Shaun of the Dead.
All right.
Amazing
Okay,
film.
Brandon,
Like
what's your second?
I kind of hate myself that I forgot this movie.
It would have been our first triple stack.
It would have been our first triple. It has to be like fate that we haven't gotten a triple stack yet.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
There's been so many times we've come close. Like, it's oftentimes like the last movie you eliminate, or it's just slipped your mind.
Yeah. And with Shaun of the Dead, it's like that movie is such a fantastic, well-rounded feature because it's funny. It like never miss. None of the jokes in this movie, I don't think, miss.
Yeah.
He don't miss.
He don't miss.
What is your guys' favorite joke from this movie?
The Winchester.
The Winchester.
The Winchester.
That like little like. Yeah, like
I
they're trying to pitch ideas to go to the.
Oh, and then it's like, go to Liz's house, kill a friend. Sorry.
Yeah.
No, I think my favorite joke is when they run into their counterparts.
Oh yeah.
Where it's like
poorly casted them.
Poorly casted. It's sort of like the stunt double joke from Spaceballs in a similar sense, but
it's not a parody. Like the film, like you said, the film is like subversive.
Yeah.
But it's not a parody of the genre so much as like the scary movies are.
Yeah.
Like those are like obvious, and sometimes when humor is obvious, it's not as funny.
It's a film aware of its tropes,
right?
And plays off it,
right? But I mean, it also like it feels natural, and you care about the characters, which makes it more funny because you feel invested in their situations.
Yeah.
And that friendship between Nick Frost and Simon Pegg really carries.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah.
You feel it, even though it's like a comedy that's like a stoner comedy almost.
Yeah. God, what a duo.
Yeah, those two are great together.
Do better. No, do more.
When's the last time they haven't been in a movie together for a while? Aren't
Was
they like best
it
friends?
World's End?
It was
Might
World's End.
have been World's End.
They did Paul together.
But that was before World's End. Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe they gotta do more together. They gotta do more. All right, Brandon, take us in your second film.
Oh, I get to talk.
You've been talking for the past 10 minutes, and now, you get to continue talking.
Wonderful. My second film is by no means going to be chosen.
What?
But it's a 2013 film called Warm Bodies, starring Nicholas Hoult.
You chose Warm Bodies and you forgot Shaun of the Dead.
I was trying to be original.
What kind of monster maker shit is this?
Listen.
All right,
fellas,
talk about Warm Bodies.
Warm Bodies is a movie where like zombies have like taken over, but the people have adapted, right? They live in like military cities. They live on their own, but it's like in The Walking Dead, how over time, like they built up to this society, a functioning one too. But in like Warm Bodies, like it's like it starts in the middle. It's in mid-arrest. Like the world has already like kind of gotten past it. But in this movie, it tries to make the zombie a different, like it takes a different look at the zombie, and like I really appreciate that. I mean, I prefer rated R zombie films for sure, but like I remember seeing this movie with my dad in theaters and kind of being blown away at the fact that it didn't follow the exact same tropes of every single zombie movie.
Right.
And it was trying something different in the fact of this is a romance between a zombie and a human being.
That ain't right.
Right.
I thought it was very captivating, and it was somebody like learning to be human again, which is to me that I think that's a really admirable thing to try and do, especially for a zombie genre that has thrived off blood, gore, and insanity.
Yeah.
Right? Like nobody, like the zombie not being a mentally there creature, but in this case, it's like they're kind of dead, but are they really? And I love that. And this was like the first movie I saw Nicholas Hoult in. I think it's one of his best performances.
Yeah.
Not that he's had a lot of good ones, but you know, it was one of his best. And
What, you didn't like Beast and Dark Phoenix?
no, I didn't.
No, I did not.
No, I didn't.
Technically, no.
No. Yeah, and this is fun fact. This is one of the only movies I've ever been to.
Okay.
Which got a standing ovation.
Oh.
In
Really?
the theater. Completely packed.
The entire theater stood up?
I was like, what is happening? Because I was like, I've been to many a big movies in my life at this point. It was like a bunch of rated PG-13 action movies, right? That you'd expect to, like Avengers and Avatar, which are crowd pleasers, right?
Yeah, of course.
150 white people
Yes.
Standing up at the end of that
So
movie.
the zombie can love. Yes.
They were standing and clapping, and I was like, I turned to my dad and I'm like, Dad, why is there a
Damn.
standing ovation? It wasn't even opening
He's
night.
like,
It
"Get
was
up,
like the
son."
second or third weekend.
Was
it
it at
out.
was it at like 2 p.m. in the afternoon?
No,
like,
it was like at 6, which is like prime time.
guys, we gotta go to
Prime
the
set
movies.
that.
6 p.m.
Guys.
screening of Warm Bodies.
It's prime set, and everybody was applauding, and I was like, what is happening? And honestly, really memorable movie going experience.
No, I believe that for
Yeah.
sure. I mean, like, that's a hell of an experience. I don't think it's rare enough that we get like movies where the audience like is active enough to like do a standing ovation, because that's
shout.
yeah. Because like I mean like unless you're in like at like when we saw Endgame, like we had the best crowd ever. When what are some other like I mean when we saw Blockers,
Yeah.
that was incredible.
Blockers and Endgame were.
You and me and the first time we saw
First
Bad
time we
Boys
saw
for
Bad
Life.
Boys for Life.
We were in a okay. I'm not gonna lie. I think Ethan and I were the only people that weren't black in that theater, and like we were just like dang, I love this.
Golly.
Golly, this is crazy. But yeah, I mean, like theater going experiences, like shit like that is always like it really can make the movie sometimes.
Yeah.
I
I haven't seen Warm Bodies.
Yeah,
You?
I've seen it.
Oh yeah.
I forgot. I blocked it out.
It's not bad.
It's not bad. It's not bad at all. It's just like there were so many like funny memes about the image of that zombie. What's his
Nicholas Holt's song?
Yeah, just him standing there staring at the camera. There's like a shot that's like everyone just uses that in memes and stuff. Like at least back in the day.
I'll throw up some memes right now. Boom. Yeah. See.
7 years ago. That's
7
what
years
they were
ago.
like.
Time capsule.
There was like the troll memes and this.
Troll. Oh my
Is
god,
that-
Edward Kiev or something. Is that his name?
That can't be. 17 years ago.
7.
Oh,
17. We were 4.
you remember when I did troll face when I was 4 years old? I said, Mom, I'm just trolling you. Now give me my peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I like what you said, Brandon, about like sort of like a zombie trying to find his humanity again. That's
Yeah.
not done a lot in like you have like monsters and beasts and goblins and ghouls
The
and
Guillermo del
witches
Toro special.
and things about
Yeah.
like trying to find just trying to find humanity in general. But you never have things that are like trying to re-find their humanity.
Right.
The only example I can think of is I talked about this a few episodes ago, Doom Patrol, where Brendan Fraser, he turns in like his brain is placed in a robot and he becomes a robot.
Wait.
And now that
Brendan Fraser.
Brendan Fraser
George
plays,
of the Jungle?
yes, he
Holy
plays
shit.
a robot man. His name is Robot Man. And it's about him like refining his humanity after his brain is placed in a robot, and it's just like I like that kind of stuff, and I want to see more of that kind of stuff in film. So that's good to see. That's good to hear.
I think like even though like I'm not the biggest fan of the movie, the concept of like like someone rediscovering their humanity and like that could be a redemption story, that could be like a story about legacy, a story about like love and family and stuff. Like you can really run with this concept.
It's also done really well. Like I know a lot of people shit on it because of when it came out. It came out in a February release, which is not good.
It's probably why I didn't go see it. Honestly.
Right, exactly. And like when you bury something in January, February, September, sometimes it doesn't get seen, especially unless it's like a big name action movie or something.
Right.
Like a Deadpool or something.
Like your Deadpool.
Like the Deadpool,
Yeah.
And when I saw Warm Bodies, I was just blown away that it like wasn't super silly.
Yeah.
Like I mean, it had moments where it definitely was like, all right, this was made for a teenage audience, but I was surprised at how sophisticated it was for what it was.
Right.
If you know what I mean. And Chris is totally right. Like you can do tons with the concept, and they did. It's one of the most original zombie movies I've ever seen, but the most original is the next pick that I have, but I won't go into it.
Okay. Well, let's see. We're in the final round already.
Ding,
Holy
ding.
shit.
How long have we been going
We're
so
at
far?
36 minutes is what the
This is gonna be our shortest episode by far. But hey, you know what?
But it's not because we don't have anything to say.
It's just our
Just
double
'cause we're
stacks.
sharing picks, yeah.
Yeah, we're sharing 2 picks this time. That's the first time we've ever done that.
Huh. No.
It's the second time we've done that. But Chris,
Okay.
we're in the final round. Go
Yes.
fast.
All right. So, like I said, I'm gonna head into the 2010s. This is kind of a random. I think we all saw this. I know I saw this with Brandon. It's a movie from 2018. it's kind of one of those movies that kind of just got swept under the rug. A lot of people didn't really talk about this movie. Joey has a poster of it, but he hasn't even seen it.
Huh?
2018 film directed by Julius Avery. Overlord. Remember that movie? World War II?
Oh, I remember it.
World War II zombie film.
Oh.
And okay, so this is a movie following a group of soldiers heading into, I believe they're in Germany in this story.
It's
and
in World War II.
Yeah, it is in World War II. And they parachute in, they're doing their thing, and then they come across this lab run by this maniacal, evil, like, leader and like
I was working in the
scientist.
lab.
And like and it was just like the most insane movie. Like the effects of the zombies are terrible. Have you seen this movie, Ethan?
No, I missed it.
The effects are insane. Like
Ooh.
it's all very like.
Hold on, can we, Brent, are
Hold
you
on,
high
pause.
right now?
No, I'm not. I'm having a
Wait,
good
cut the
time.
video. What is the matter with you?
Okay, come back.
All right, we're back. Sorry, we had to punch Brandon once, but we're okay. But yeah, like this movie's effects are just insane. The practical, like, you know, all the blood and gore is so well done. The violence is really well executed. There's a high level of tension, really well shot. It's really just like one of those like non-franchise action films that like kind of like you go into thinking like, okay, like this isn't going to be anything special, but then you kind of walk out and you're like, you know what, like independent action films, they're not that bad. Like you can have some fun with these. And I think they did a pretty good job, you know, given that they're not tied to any kind of a franchise and like they're really just one standalone story, but it's really well done. It's a lot of fun. And like, yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's something so brutal about this movie, and like the undead, it's kind of treated like more like a it's like something that is like injected into people, and then they suddenly are like, the zombies in this film aren't like slow walking, like, you know, terrorizing, like walking down the street things. Like it's more like hyper enhanced, like undying humans. And like it sounds like that's not really a zombie, but it's like the way that they behave and their look. It's the look really that sells me on this idea that they're zombies. But yeah, Brandon?
We saw it at the Dolby. Didn't we?
That was at the Dolby. Yes.
It was I remember because it was a packed house, and you don't usually get those in the Dolby unless it's like an opening night for like Avengers. But it was really interesting to see this movie and just see like the amount of people who poured their heart into something so original and weird. You don't really see many historical fiction zombie films, but it makes sense in the sense that, of course, the Germans would like fucking experiment on people to the point where like they became zombies. You know, this is like exactly the kind of like myths that were coming out of like concentration camps at that time.
Yeah,
like experiments and shit.
Yeah.
Not necessarily myths in some cases. But
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah, it's insane.
Like with zombies and stuff. And I think that's very interesting to play with. I don't like this movie as much as Chris does. Like, I think he really likes it.
I had a lot of fun with it.
You have a lot of fun with it. I don't think it's that good of a movie. I gave it a 3 out of 5, I believe.
That's solid. That's okay.
It's a positive. It's fun, but like I didn't really get anything out of it. I did appreciate like the characters, and I appreciated some of the differences in the zombie genre.
The zombie genre.
The
The
Jamba juice genre.
When it's the difference between time set, because usually you don't see zombie films that are not set in the present or future. You never get like period piece zombie movies, and that was really interesting. That's where most of it comes from.
That's pretty cool. Yeah.
But I think there's a little too much CG. I think it's a little too quick. Like it's over too quick almost.
It is a fast movie.
Yeah. And I feel like I kind of wanted to live in that world for a little bit more. But I did enjoy the film. I just don't remember much else other than the setting and the villain, because Daniel Bruhl
he kicked ass.
He's really good in this movie.
Oh yeah.
Steve Bruhl is really good in this movie.
Steve Bruhl.
There's zombies around. I gotta go shoot them in this World War II. I gotta guess I just go after Halloween.
All right.
In theaters, November 14th.
All right, but yeah, that's my final pick.
Right on.
Ethan?
All right.
No.
Well,
all right, cut the video real quick. What the fuck is wrong?
all right, my final pick.
I know what it is.
Do you want to say it?
Okay, can you guys both say it at the same time?
No, I want him to say it.
Okay.
Return of the Living Dead.
No.
Fuck!
Just kidding, yeah, it is.
Oh!
Are you really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Is it a double stack again?
No.
Oh.
Oh, that would have been so funny.
Hello?
We would have known our stack immediately.
Yeah, my film is Return of the Living Dead, directed by Dan O'Bannon, a name I will never forget.
Whoa.
Because he was the concept artist. No, he was the visual effects person for Jodorowsky's Dune. And he was the dude who wrote Alien, who created the world.
He wrote Alien?
He wrote Alien.
No way.
He created Alien before Ridley Scott was attached to the project. He wrote the whole script and everything.
Ridley's a fraud.
So Ridley's a fraud.
Cancel Ridley Scott.
Don't
Hashtag.
just watch Exodus: Gods and Kings. Best movie. Just kidding. This movie is everything that I want out of a zombie movie. You know, it's fun. It's got fun characters that you're okay with them being torn to shreds. It's got amazing special effects, which makes sense because the director is such a big special effects person, you know. Like the makeup and everything, and it's fucking metal, dude, you know. The zombies that become like rockin' zombies and stuff like that through the movie and everything. It's just a fun time. I mean, I will never forget the sequence of the zombie that comes out of the toxic oil drum in the basement.
I showed this to you, right?
You showed it to all of us.
Yeah, we saw this in for like 2 years ago almost now, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. It's like the black tar looking one. That
I was like, how did they do that?
And that's a costume. That's not effects.
I know, it's a full-ass costume, and it looks like they actually took off pieces off this person. Like it actually looks like a human skull that's melted, you know?
Like, if you saw that in real life, you would run the other way.
I'm like, how did you fit a human head in that? It's so small and melted and everything. It's crazy. And like the way the jaw moves and everything, it's a fun time. And it's everything, like I said, it's everything that I want from a zombie movie. And if I am going to ever watch a zombie movie, rewatch again, I'm going to put this one on.
Oh.
Yeah.
Great.
That's my pick. Boys, what do you think?
It's good.
I just like...
You're the one who showed it to us. I thought you really loved this one.
No.
I
just like it.
Okay.
It's just like I remember seeing it and being so like fascinated by how original it was that I was like, all right, I'm gonna keep this.
Yeah.
And show it to people. It's one of those movies that you want to show to your friends, but it's not one that you like may personally love. You know what I mean? And
interesting.
I love the effects of the movie.
Yeah.
Like you said, like all of the zombies in this are so cool. Like the makeup is really good, the costuming is really good.
Yeah.
I can't get into the story or characters.
Same. That's what I was just thinking.
Where it's like they feel like total caricatures of like 80s punk rock culture, which while definitely like culty in the way it's depicted is just like not great for me. But do I enjoy it? Yeah, it's hilarious. At times there are like jokes like the guys at the beginning who like fuck everything up.
Yeah,
like, it's amazing because it's good slapstick. They're playing upon these really dark humorous themes that are supposed to be like not humorous. They're supposed to be like, oh, this is shit. They just fucked over the whole world, but no, they didn't. But I like how things continually go wrong.
Yeah. Until the very end, where it's like the biggest.
Yeah, the biggest
fuck.
Yeah.
It ends on an insane note. I think you're right. It's a movie that you want to watch for its spectacle and not for its characters.
It's very tonally weird too.
Oh, it's humorous. That tar monster still terrifies me a little bit.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, it's all over the place. But like in a way that doesn't make it like, I hate to use this word, but like artistically inclined. But it's like still like for all the better for it in the sense of its entertainment, and that's pretty much why I'm there for that movie anyway.
Yeah.
And like kind of similar to Brandon, like the character and story aspect of it doesn't do anything for me really at all. I honestly don't remember any of the characters.
I just remember the punks who were like in the fucking cemetery dancing, and then half of them become zombies.
Yeah. And then I just remember like and like it's a very like just like bombastic movie. I think that's the word. And like you said, Ethan, this is a movie just things continually go wrong. This is like the most like, oh fuck, whatever movie like you'll ever find.
Right.
And yeah, I mean, it's a great time, even if like, even if you're not a big zombie guy. I think this is just a fun time one way or the other.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, so that was Ethan's second pick. So let's move on to our
Brandon's-
final.
No. It wasn't his second. It was his
Oh, sorry.
That's my last pick.
Sorry, that was
So
Ethan's
now it's
final pick.
down
So
to
we're
Brandon's
heading into
last zombie
Brandon's
movie.
final movie.
All right, fellas, you've never heard of this movie. Maybe only because of my letterbox feed. It's from 2017.
Where's the DVD?
I don't have it on.
I thought you said it on the DVD.
Shut up.
Okay.
All right, it's a 2017 film called One Cut of the Dead.
One Cut of the Dead.
Yes. Have you heard of it?
No.
Yes.
Wow. Cool. All right.
Because it's all in one take.
No, it's not. Stop it.
It's a stunt.
It's all in one cut.
It's a stunt.
That's the same thing. Let me explain. I watched this movie through Shudder over the summer because my parents were like, you can get a free trial of any channel you want on Amazon. I was like, you know what? I want to get Shudder because I got good horror movies and I knew you guys wanted me to watch Revenge, which I did. But I also caught this movie, and it caught my eye because I had seen it before, highly rated on Rotten Tomatoes. In the first 35 to 40 minutes of the movie is a one-cut zombie film.
Ah.
And like you're like, really? It's over here? Like it's all shot on like a camcorder, so it looks very grimy and found footage, but like it's like they're making a zombie movie within a zombie movie. Because what happens in that like little short film is there's a director who's trying to direct a zombie movie and then a real zombie apocalypse starts. So yeah. So that's really interesting, right?
Yeah.
But 40 minutes into the movie, there's another twist. The credits start rolling and you're like, what?
What?
Why are the credits rolling 40 minutes into this hour and 45 minute movie? So for the last hour...
That was a movie.
That was the
The
movie.
first 40 minutes were a movie.
So it's about... The last hour is how they made the One Cut of the Dead.
It's like
45 minutes.
Is it like a mockumentary?
Yeah. Sort of. But
Wow.
there's a lack of interviews, but it's like... It's shot like a documentary, like a fly on the wall sort of thing. So you're watching the people who were like hired as actors, the writers, the sound people.
So it's like behind the scenes footage kind of stuff.
And it was after we had done our movies about making movies list, so I couldn't have chosen it.
Damn.
That's hella cool.
And it's like 4 or 3 movies in one, because there's another thing that I'll get into with the end credits that are kind of cool, because it's like literally 4 different plot threads that you're following, but it's never confusing.
Mm-hmm.
It's so original. It plays with zombie tropes, and it plays a lot with filmmaking and zombies.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so good. And honestly, by the end, you feel like very fulfilled as somebody who may or may not be interested in filmmaking, or somebody who loves the zombie movie.
Mm-hmm.
And I highly recommend it to anybody who can find it. I think it's on Amazon if you want to search and rent it. I think it's South Korean, so if you're not cool with subtitles, don't watch.
Stop listening to the show.
Stop.
We don't
start reading.
You.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's cool.
That sounds really cool, actually.
We should check that out for movie night.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I totally would watch it again.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Sick.
Cool. All right.
Sick.
All right. Cool.
Well, they haven't seen it, so.
All right.
We're intrigued.
We're intrigued. That's all I can say. I'm intrigued.
So
that's it.
Run it down.
That's our picks. Yeah, let's run this baby down before we get to picking our one film for this final stack, because we already know the 2. So Chris, start us off with your 3 zombie.
All right. So my 3 zombie films are Brain Dead, Shaun of the Dead, and Overlord.
Mine are Night of the Living Dead, Return of the Living Dead, and Shaun of the Dead.
Of the Living Dead.
Of the Living Dead.
My 3 films are Night of the Living Dead, Warm Bodies, and One Cut of the Dead.
Okay.
A lot of dead.
A lot of dead. Man, these zombie guys, they're like they're dead or something. Am I right?
We didn't do Zombieland again. I thought about it. It was like my 4th, but
I thought about it too, but
yeah.
But I didn't want to reuse it.
Well, we did Zombieland. We haven't done Zombieland Double Tap.
The thing is,
I like that.
No, Double Tap's the one we have done. We haven't done original yet. Because I used Zombieland 2.
No,
I
use the first one.
I used the first one.
We'll do
shit.
best horror sequels, and maybe that'll get on.
Okay. Spoilers.
No, maybe. I said maybe.
Maybe.
Next week.
Maybe.
Next week, it's exactly that.
No.
All right. Well, we know Shaun of the Dead and
And
Night of the Living Dead's going to be on.
Right.
I think
So-
those are our first two, meaning like the first two in order.
Yeah.
And then we'll follow it up with something.
Or I think Shaun of the Dead could also be the last one.
You know
Wait,
what?
no. Wait,
I want
wait,
something
wasn't-
reflexive.
Wasn't Dead a... Wait,
That is reflexive.
I don't think so. Not as
What
much.
do you want? One
Dead
Cut of
Alive.
the Dead?
Dead Alive?
One Cut of the
I-
Dead or Return of the Living Dead.
I want Return or Brain Dead.
Fuck you.
I want
Wait, why?
Because I got One Cut of the Dead, bro, and you said it was intriguing.
One Cat or Dead Alive.
Also,
What?
it has Dead in the title.
So
So
you want all just dead movies in our final stack?
Brain Dead has Dead in the title.
Yeah.
And so does Return of the Living
Yeah,
Dead.
so
you fucking
You're
idiot.
an idiot, Brain Dead. Dumbass can't read.
Chris, which two are you voting for?
I'm hopping between Brain Dead and shit. What was the other one?
Return.
What's the other one that we were debating over?
One Cut?
One cut or Brain Dead.
I want Return or Brain Dead.
And
then
you're
you want
One
Return
Cut.
or One Cut.
Fuck.
All right, let's think about this. So we have our comedy with Shaun of the Dead.
Yeah.
We have our classic.
With
Night of the Living Dead.
The one that started.
One Cut of the Dead is a comedy, right?
It's like a mixture of genres.
Okay,
No,
well,
well,
we know Return of the Living Dead is definitely but so
Here's my case
No.
for Brain Dead.
Wait. That's not your move.
I know, but I want it in the stack.
But why can't we each?
Why can't we be friends?
Why can't we be friends? No, I want us all to pitch why we think our movie deserves to be in the final stack.
Okay.
But Chris doesn't want it in the movie.
Well, I want I chose Brain
Brain
Dead.
Dead.
Oh yeah, you do want Brain Dead, but you don't want Return. Okay.
Yes.
All right, fine.
All
Let's
right.
pitch it.
So pitch the movie that you pitched.
Right.
Okay.
Go ahead.
All right.
Who wants to go first?
I'll go first. I think Return of the Living Dead we're missing the spectacle of a zombie movie.
I'm pretty sure Brain Dead's pretty spectacle.
Shut up. I wanted to argue for that one, but I'm arguing for mine, so shut the hell up. This one has the best zombie effects. And yeah,
That's it. That's it.
I'm just gonna pitch it by just the toxic oil tank zombie. That alone should make it into
No.
our
Alright.
because it's amazing.
One aspect of a film doesn't make a movie.
But that one does.
No, it doesn't.
Okay, Chris. Now.
All right,
argue
so
Brain Dead.
my case for Brain Dead is that it's kind of like Ethan's pitch for Return of the Living Dead, but more.
Yeah, I think I have to agree with you.
No.
I think we should give it to Brain Dead.
Stop it.
Okay.
I haven't gone yet.
Okay, wait, yeah. Let me make my case, and we'll at least hear Brandon out.
Okay.
So yeah, Brain Dead is like, I think like it just has every kind of part of a zombie film you could possibly want. You have the comedy aspect, you have the action, you have the horror,
Mhm.
all the gore you could ever want in any movie ever.
Yeah.
And like, I mean, for God's sake, like Peter Jackson directed this. It's fucking hilarious, and like it's just like, I also think this is a movie no one knows about. No one has ever said, "Hey, do you ever
Well-
see like this movie Peter Jackson did before he did Lord of the Rings?" Everyone only talks about Lord of the
Only
Rings.
us.
It's only really our
Only
inner
us
circle of
film
people.
freaks.
Yes.
Outcasts by
Alright.
society.
But all right, Brand, make your case for One Cut of the Living Dead.
All right. So I think with Return of the Living Dead, it's a little too similar to Shaun of the Dead in terms of its tone.
Mm.
Balances the horror and the comedy a lot.
Mhm.
I think Brain Dead is more of a comedy, which is why it kind of also falls flat. Like, not because I don't think it's like a good movie, because obviously I've chosen it for a stack before.
Mhm.
But I with One Cut of the Dead, you have something truly unique and original that you're not going to get from any other zombie movie.
Mm.
So I feel like that's why it deserves a spot.
I don't think you're gonna get a little man beating up a baby in a park in any other zombie movie.
Yeah, but you're
And,
going to get gore in every other zombie movie.
But not this kind of gore.
Not this kind of gore.
I know, but I disagree.
All right, let's
put it to a vote then.
There's that thing.
Well,
right.
I already know what's gonna win, so put it on the stack.
Woohoo!
Wahoo! All right, bring down. Oh, look at the baby.
I
Boo.
wanted it. Nobody
boo.
put how to eat fried
Put
worms
how to
on
eat fried worms up your ass. Boo.
the book. You want me to put the book or the DVD case?
Both. All right. How are we gonna order this thing? I say.
I think least to most gore. So.
So what would that be?
Well, it'd be
That's
Night
the order.
Living Dead, Shaun of the Dead, and then Brain Dead.
A lot of dead movies.
It's like
Remember when Brandon forgot that Return of the Living Dead and
all but two.
Brain Dead have the word dead in them?
All but 2 of our 9 movies, not 9 movies. All
7.
but 2 of our 7 movies have dead in them. That's kind of cool, audience.
Warm bodies.
Listeners at home,
Overlord.
aren't
Oh,
you
yeah.
scratching the top of your head and wondering that's that kind of a cool thing? Yeah, me too. All right. So we're gonna go Night, Sean, Brain.
Yep. Night, Sean, Brain.
All right. Cool. Let's do it. This is Stack's official 2020 Halloween-athon zombie movie stack, final stack, starting with Brandon, you start.
Yeah. Night of the Living Dead is the quintessential zombie movie. It is the one that started it all. It is one of the best character-driven zombie films, as well as the most tense zombie films you'll ever see. One of the greatest inspirations for the genre. Just watch it. Night of the Living Dead.
Yeah.
And our next pick is a new classic zombie movie directed by everyone's favorite Edgar Wright, Shaun of the Dead. Good celebration of the genre by also acknowledging its tropes and just having a good time, a good old British time with a pint at the old tavern, at the old pub.
The Winchester.
The Winchester.
All right. And our third and final film is a film from 1992 directed by the legendary director himself, Peter Jackson. It is Brain Dead, or depending on your region, I believe, Dead Alive.
Yep.
It is a fantastic, entertaining, like bashful and just incredible celebration of the zombie genre in every way possible, whether that be comedy, horror, or even action. You've got something for everyone in this movie, and it is a great time from start to finish. And as we all know, this director went on to direct 3 of the most formative films in his film history, Lord of the Rings. And that is our stack.
That's it. All right, everyone. That's the stack. I hope you enjoyed this is a little stack quickie, just a little over an hour, you know?
Yeah.
Good, tight stack. We talk about zombie movies, get right to the point.
This is our second shortest episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, is it?
I think our first one was our shortest.
I think this one's shorter than our first one.
I will find out.
No, I think it's shorter than Silent
But I gotta
Voice.
say one thing. I gotta get out of this fucking chair. My
Oh,
ass.
yeah.
This entire episode. So imagine a lawn chair.
But tiny.
But
Now imagine that for like a chipmunk. And that's the chair that I'm sitting on right now. It's this
can you get a
tiny,
picture of you sitting on?
tiny $4 chair. Here, I can sync up the video again.
I got you.
I can sync up the video. Wait, okay, yeah, you can just unplug that. Do it a video.
All right. And
So yeah, I'm just this entire episode, this tiny ass fucking chair with my dump truck ass. It's killing me.
all right.
All right, let me get out of this fucking chair. That's a show. Bye.